What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. Today we're going over Barfa Homie, or Barf Surge, my current go-to build for Grendel after his big rework. We'll be talking about this Helminth build using Breach Surge, and talking about what Grendel's abilities do now they've been buffed. Also, this is going to be a very, very lazy build. So lazy that we're actually having our summons, aka Kahl, do most of the work for us. So this build will be based around doing Steel Path with Grendel and pretty much just being as lazy as possible. No rolling guard. I guess we technically have adaptation, but it's like a health tank build with no shield getting involved. Although you just shield get on Grendel without even trying to most of the time anyway. So before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also, we tested this build out live on the live stream channel. So go check out the live stream channel if you haven't already. Probably be live later tonight, some Warframe and other games. Alright, so let's go over what happened with Grendel. Now, I'm not going to be using his roly-poly meatball attack today. Also, we have the ground beef fashion frame for Grendel with the newest void shell skin texture, the averted Yaguan. For the purposes of not getting grossed out, I am going to switch back to my normal Grendel fashion if I still even have that. By the way, if you are using this ground beef Grendel look, if you go with yellow, you can make him ramen noodles too. So if you'd rather do that, feel free. Alright, so as far as what the build is going for, we're going to be using Breach Surge from Wisp on the Helminth system, and Regurgitate, which was ability massively buffed on Grendel, to barf out an enemy and basically barf it onto the enemy and kill them with the barf. Lots of barfing. We eat an enemy with his one, we cast the second ability Nourish to get a bunch of buffs, like viral AoE, viral damage on our weapons, energy multiplier per second, and then we use Breach Surge, which will debuff enemies to make them, when they're hit, they have a chance to create an evil ghost that will kill enemies. But when they die, they're guaranteed to fire off an evil ghost that will kill enemies. And this will let us kill Eximus units without even shooting them with a gun. This is a build that can use pretty much no weapons at all and kill Steel Path. Just to give a quick, this is a quick overview of what you'll be going for here. You summon down Kahl using the new landing craft, the Scout. And Kahl is going to scale to enemy level in the mission. This kill on this Acolyte right here is basically just Kahl and his minions. See, I'm just like getting knocked around, not even really caring. No rolling guard. I tried to rolling guard for no reason. And Kahl just, Kahl kills the Acolyte. So, very low effort here, just like how Grendel likes it. And of course, we can AoE nuke Steel Path enemies like nothing. As far as Archon shards here, we're going for casting speed on 2 of our shards just to not run natural talent. We don't have the most duration, so we do want to be able to recast Nourish pretty quickly, and Breach Surge has a very long animation too, so we want to make sure we cut down that Breach Surge animation. We've also got a duration shard, like I said, we have really low duration. A duration shard will make it where Nourish is lasting longer, and it really doesn't do anything else on the build, honestly, so we get like 4 extra seconds of Nourish. You could put on more strength there if you really felt like it. And then we've got 1 energy Tau Shard, giving us 300 energy. This is helpful because we are running a maxed out Blind Rage in our build, and this will let us cast 4 abilities before going to 0 energy, and 1 Armor Shard just to make us more tanky. When Grendel eats enemies with his Feast, he will get extra armor, and then it will, just more armor. We're about 2,500 armor with this all stacked up. I'm going to quickly show in the Simulacrum how this works, but it's a full Umbra build with all 3 Umbra mods, and we got adaptation too. Unranked adaptation's fine. The big thing here is almost max range, and then we want as much strength as possible too. Multi-augmented, going to be really good. Combat Discipline will trigger the viral AoE from Nourish, that's very good. Also, it will also trigger from our summons getting kills too, so very nice. And then Arcane Grace will trigger from Combat Discipline damage, giving us health regen per second. So I'm going to first just, try it out with them paused, and then we'll show. Now keep in mind, we do have Eximus here. The way that Grendel works is that his barf attack, Regurgitate is not very good against Eximus to kill them, but that's where the Ghost will come and play with Breach Surge. So there you go. That should kill everyone here. So there you go. And there you go. So the Eximus did not... Okay, the Eximus did die. So there was 2 heavy gunners left. So we'll just finish those ones off. And that's Grendel. That was no weapons right there. That is just what Grendel does now. So just to go over that quickly. Now we'll unpause them so they can shoot me, so we can show how tanky we are too. Honestly, Naros wishes he was this tanky. So we're going to eat a couple enemies. We got 1,250 extra armor now. We cast Nourish. Now if an enemy shoots me, they will get stunned and 10x viral proc. So it's quite easy just to kill them all after that. Now they were focusing on each other as a 14 million Breach Surge. Oh yeah, just me walking around, they're just dead. So what you could do also is the Lieutenant Ferox, or just any like spear gun for that matter, you can throw it at the enemy and then eat the enemy. And then now the AoE is on your person. I don't think this is very useful. It's kind of funny that it does work like that. And of course, we do have these enemies in our stomach. We can fire them off as ammo. And it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a very straightforward thing here. Now, like I said, we are using summons to do a lot of the work here. And if you want to get that done, you're gonna definitely want to beat the new war and get access to the Scout landing craft. If you do that, you can summon Kahl 175 in your mission. Now, like I said earlier, Kahl does scale to enemy level in the mission. So if I were to summon him in the Simulacrum right now, he'd be level 3. Which wouldn't be very useful, but I'll summon him anyway just so we can take a peek at what's going on here. So yes, he will also take your color customization as well for Fashion Frame. But as you can see here, level 3. Guys, if you cast Nourish, the Nourish buff will apply to Kahl, letting him take care of the enemies for you. And once they're all debuffed and stuff, honestly, they're just done for. Especially with all the armor strip and stuff, too. So let's not even Breach Surge here. We'll show Kahl, level 3 Kahl killing these guys. And they're already dead. So, yeah, Grendel got a nice big buff, honestly. As far as what's different on normal Grendel Nourish versus Helminth Nourish, it's basically just how many Viral procs you get when you get shot. The Helminth version gives like 1 Viral proc in the area. With this, on Grendel, it's 10 Viral procs. And you might notice, too, we're running Zeneric Focus School. Since Nourish gives an energy multiplier per second, you can use Wellspring and Harder than Wellspring to give energy regeneration. And then Nourish will make that about like 15, 20 energy per second just from Zeneric, which can be nice since we're not running Energize at all. It's kind of funny how different Grendel is now. Let's try to drain all of our energy here. All the energy is drained. Now we cast Zeneric's Bubble, and look at the energy regen just start up really, really quickly. So very nice there, and then we just do our combo, Breach Surge into Barf, and they're all dead. The build's called Barfahomie because we're barfing on Kahl. He's getting viral damage, and oh, that was kind of sad. That's a level 3 Kahl for you against level 190 heavy gunners. But yeah, Kahl does do the work. He actually has pretty good health regen in mission. This is just a weird situation for that because Kahl is not supposed to be level 3. But yeah, so the weapons don't really matter for this, like I said. The big things that matter are having Kahl. I mean, you could technically use like an on-call crew member too from Railjack. And the other thing is just making sure you have as much range as possible. You want to be able to have that viral AoE from Nourish covering like the whole room. You want the Breach Surge radius, and this is like 50 meters. It's nuts. And also, the more range you have, the more AoE your viral barf has, too. Or I guess the regurgitate's actually toxin damage. That is going to be about a 15.9 meter radius with this build, which is pretty much just like it's bigger than the Tsar shot. Now, it doesn't do as much damage as the Tsar shot, but since it's toxin damage, and with Breach Surge, every tick of damage has a chance to create a ghost. We're ticking down multiple ticks here. It's making Breach Surge quite consistent. And this build does work totally fine with no Archon shards, guys. Actually, the footage on screen right now, I believe, is with no Archon shards. Yeah, this footage is no Archon shards right here. It's exactly the same. The biggest difference is honestly the blue shard, hilariously, giving us more energy. Just gives you more wiggle room to cast your abilities and stuff like that. But with Nourish, if you remember to use Zeneric, you're going to be constantly full on energy, and it's quite nice. So yeah, as far as, we have full armor strip with 216% power strength. I think you definitely don't need anywhere near that much to get this. But I definitely find it worthy to have that big energy multiplier. Now, a big thing about strength on this build is actually the Breach Surge % chance to proc. Before Molt Augmented, we're at 43%, and once Molt Augmented is fully stacked up, we're at like 60-something%. So a 60% chance to create a ghost that will definitely kill an Eximus in one shot on each hit. And then the Toxin proc is going to tick a couple times, giving us very good RNG. And of course, we also have a small chance, or actually a high chance, to create that ghost that will kill an Eximus as well. The Acolyte's taken care of by Kahl. You could bring a weapon to take care of the Acolyte too. I ended up doing that later. I brought the Glaive Prime for that. But the Stropha's fine. Whatever. Like the Frag War Prime, I believe I had some footage earlier too. But yeah, just to quickly go over the build, so everyone's fully aware of what I'm using here. And I actually think this is very fun and effective. Big range here, triple Umbra for big DR on our health, And we actually have a huge health pool at 3,700, and we have 19 shield. So our shield getting is insane. We get full shield gate from like one ability cast. So that's pretty good. Lieutenant Ferox is definitely not necessary at all, but I've got a Vira Hunter Conditions build on here just for fun, probably for a future video. And yeah, I bought another Riven after that video. Sorry about that. Lieutenant Plinks, now I'm actually just using this to kill Eximus. If for some reason the Ghost doesn't take care of them, just like, easily headshotting an Eximus with Lieutenant Plinks. Now this Barfahomie build is not the best for Infested, because Infested don't really care about Vira procs. They don't have armor anyway, and Toxin damage is not great against them. If you don't have, if you want to use this on Infested, I used this on Infested for like an hour last night. You're still killing them, but you definitely want to use your weapons more on Infested. I'd recommend, if you are doing an Infested mission with this, bring a weapon for sure that can kill stuff. But yeah, overall, really, really good. And just to remind you, to get the Kahl Scout landing craft, you need to beat the new war. You need to actually get to the Veilbreaker quest. And then you can either unlock it from Kahl's Garrison for stock, or you can buy it for platinum. And the way I look at it is, if you have a little bit of excess platinum sitting around, platinum is not time gated, but stock is. So the Scout landing craft has this ability. Now, you don't have to have the Scout landing craft equipped all the time afterwards, but you need to have it at some point so you can actually equip the ability in the first place. And that's going to give you access to Kahl. Kahl's got a Grappler. Kahl summons in 2 minions who are going to be like a Corpus guy or a Grineer. And I think they have like Arcadas, so not the most powerful weapons, but they're giving them a viral damage buff. These enemies are armor stripped. Kahl can kill these Steel Path enemies, no problem. The main problem is the AI of the Kahl, because the Kahl is not the smartest. And here's another Acolyte right here, getting mowed down by Kahl and his minions. Okay, so that's the idea of the build. That's why it's called Barfahomie. We're doing minimal effort here. Cast 2 abilities, blow up the whole room. Now, like I said, this is the problem here. If you see I have no energy right here, this is before I put the Tau Shard on. Energy shards can be nice if you're not running Prime Flow. If you don't want to run shards, you can definitely put Natural Talent on there. If you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, you can run Hardy Nourishment Augment, which will give you status immunity, depending on how many enemies are in your stomach. So that can be helpful if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed. But of course, those are mod slots, and Hardy Nourishment is not an Exilus mod. So either way, guys, hope you found this video fun and helpful. Grendel is really good now. We didn't even go over his meatball. The biggest changes to his meatball is mobility, and also his meatball can armor strip now too. So nice little interesting changes to Grendel. Keep in mind, we also have a bunch of extra viral damage on our weapons too, so you can get I've hit damage cap with this, with Breach Surge and the Glaive on Grendel, but that's nothing too out of the ordinary. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Take it easy and eat well. Peace!